This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Thirteen-year-old Dilshan dies after being shot in the head for stealing fruits in the army camp. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister has condemned the shootout in the army area, announces 5 lakh solatium for Dilshan's family. The army says armed guards did not shoot Dilshan as there is no authorization given for arms to be carried there. Jayalalitha's second reshuffle in less than 2 months, Subbiah has been dropped from the cabinet as law minister. A lady found dead at her residence in North Chennai. Police investigating say she was hit by a wooden log. Tamil Nadu Assembly budget session will begin on August 4th. High expectations from the newly formed government. It's a day of weddings. Director Selva Raghavan and actor Karthi tie the knot. And Chennai kids do the city proud, win accolades at an international karate championship in the US. Hello and welcome to the late night news on NDTV Hindu. I'm Minal Shah. Our top story at this hour, a shocking story. In fact, 13-year-old boy shot in the head inside the army compound as he tried to trespass into the defense area in North Chennai. The boy Dilshan was declared dead. He underwent treatment in the ICU after his situation turned critical. The angry residents protested against this incident. Dilshan's family alleged that he had been shot in the head when he went to pluck some almond fruits. The police resorted to a lathi charge to disperse the crowd. Meanwhile, an inquiry has been ordered into the incident. Sources also added that a joint operation with the local police was on for the past few hours to find the offender. Police have stepped up the security measures in the stretch of the area adjacent to Fort St. George, which houses the state secretariat.
என்ன யாரும் கிடையாது காலையிலே செத்து போச்சுங்க அது டாக்டரே சொல்லிட்டாரு காலையிலையும் நான் போகும்போது போய்க்கிறதுக்கெல்லாம் ஒன்றும் கிடையாது காலையில் சொல்லிட்டாப்ப இவங்க சொம்மான வயசுன்னு இது பண்ணிடுறாங்க
ஒரு பாதாம் கொடை பெரிய கம்பி மேல ஏறிக்கிறான்பா அண்ணாண்ட துப்பாக்கியில சுட்டுக்கிறான்பா அந்த பாவி என் புள்ள இப்படி காலை வைக்கவா அவன் இறங்க மிலிட்ரிக்காரன் தான்ப்பா சுட்டான் மிலிட்ரிக்காரன்பா என் புள்ள அப்படி தொங்கின்னு வந்ததுப்பா என் புள்ள காக்கா மாதிரி தொங்கின்னு வந்துச்சுப்பா என் வயிறு எரியுதுப்பா நான் போய் பார்த்தவங்களுக்கு என் வயிறு என் புள்ள தில்சனுங்க என் புள்ள பேர் தில்சனுங்க 13 வயசு என் புள்ளிகளை பார்த்து நான் பேர் வச்சுங்க என் பேரு கலைவாணி என் கூடுகாரு குமார் என் கூடுகாரு சுகர்காருங்க என் புருஷனுங்க பணத்தை காலை எடுக்க சொன்னாங்க 80,000 கடன் வாங்கி செலவு பண்ணி உயிரை காப்பாத்தினாங்க அவரு வீட்டுல தாக்குறாரு சார் வேலை செய்ய முடியாது உடம்பு புள்ளிங்கிறா என் புருஷன் உயிரை காப்பாத்தி சம்பாதிச்சு கொடுத்து என் புள்ளிய மாரி சாவடிச்சிட்டான் பாவி ஐயோ 2 பேருங்கிறாங்க.
However, Brigadier Sashi Nair has in fact said that there were no armed guards in the area of the army as they have no authorization to carry arms. He in fact said that they have nothing to hide and wanted the case to be brought to top light.
We are at the scene of the incident. You can see a lot of investigations are going on. We are going through a thorough process. We want to bring the guilty to book. I can assure you that we do not want to hide anything from anybody. What has actually happened on ground, we want to bring it to light. In our colony here, in fact all our colonies here, we do not have any armed guards. Even now, if you go to a main gate and see, the guards are outsourced civilians. They have got only a danda in their hands. They got a stick in their hands. There is no weapon which is authorized to come into any of these colonies, and we have been checking all through. No weapon is being deployed in this colony so far. So I thought I should make it very clear to you.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Jayalalitha had condemned the shootout in the army area on the 13-year-old boy. In a statement, Jayalalitha said that this is unacceptable, as the army men could have easily found out that these were boys and not terrorists. Tamil Nadu government has asked the army to hand over those responsible to the state police, and what may come across as a relief to Dilchand's parents. Jayalalitha has announced a compensation of 5 lakh rupees for Dilchand's family. And after the post-mortem was conducted, Dilchand's body was handed over to his parents, who were distraught. Now, AIADMK ministers, including O. Selvam, paid their last respect to Dilchand, this 13-year-old boy who was shot in the head for actually going out trespassing into the army area for plucking few almond fruits. This was what happened to him. Ministers from the AIADMK paying their last respects to this 13-year-old boy. Well, Thamarai Kannan, the additional commissioner of police, had also said that they have in fact gotten hold of this case. They have been handed over this case by the army, and now there will be a case that has been registered, will be looked into for further investigation.
Caught and shot at, sir.
He climbed the compound and he had got in to get some badam fruits. So he has been shot at and now he has died. The post-mortem is on. The government has also announced some relief, and the honorable ministers are here to disperse the relief as per the orders of the honorable chief minister. Anyhow, we have taken up investigation. We will fix who is the person responsible for the incident, and appropriate legal action will be initiated.
And it appears that the shooting has taken place inside the premises, sir?
You have seen the place already, so you should not have any doubt about it.
How does the police look at it?
Nothing. We have taken up investigation in the case.
And the army says they don't have any guards with weapons, but it has taken
place. That is part of investigation. We'll fix the accused who it is.
And our senior executive editor for English News, Sanjay Pinto, joined us on the phone line, giving us the legal angle to this whole story and what were the latest in the investigations, where it was heading.
Under normal circumstances, the army sort of tries to claim some sort of immunity and says that it normally takes a stand that the army court would actually hold the trial, and that any accused person from the army in any sort of conflict with a civilian would be, in fact, court-martial, would also face, arrest from the military police. But in this case, it seems we are told by our sources that the Chennai City Police has taken over the case. Taking a cue from the Chief Minister herself, the City Police has asked the army to hand over the offender to the police. We are told that the case has been registered by the 4th Police Station, under whose jurisdiction this incident, in fact, took place. So we are told that very soon there will be pressure on the army to ensure that there is no hush-up in this case, that the guilty are not shielded in any way, and that the accused person is handed over to the Chennai police to take the case forward, to in fact interrogate the person, do a detailed investigation, and then for the trial to begin in a normal, ordinary civil court, an ordinary criminal trial, which would infuse greater confidence in the minds of the families of the victims, and also many say would be more transparent than any army sort of trial. Also, in fact, we spoke to several senior army officials, and many of them say that there's something called a standard operating procedure. In the event of any intrusion into a restricted area, the first action to be taken is for the army officials present, or the army guards or sentries or jawans as the case may be, they first need to ask the intruder to surrender. and only if the intruder doesn't surrender are they then empowered to open fire in either self-defense or to secure the area. In this case, it's clearly, I mean, the presence of three teenage boys certainly would have posed no threat. As Ms. Jayalalitha rightly pointed out in that statement, they ought to have made that distinction between a real threat and somebody who is trying to steal fruits from a tree. So clearly, in fact, the army not, in fact, being shown in good light in this particular case. One really hopes that they get to the bottom of it. It's the Chennai police that will actually go ahead with the investigation, and all efforts will be on now to nail the accused in this particular case. Clearly, it was a shocking case, outrageous, shocking that you should actually open fire and shoot in the head. Shoot a 13-year-old boy who was merely trying to pluck mangoes from the tree there. Shocking, really, and I think the right message should be sent out to the accused. The army also should ensure that all its personnel, whether they are outsourced or whether they belong to the army at various levels, do not take the law into their own hands and do not behave in such a high-handed fashion.
And for more on this, we are now joined by our correspondent Salim. Salim, you've been tracking this case since the time it broke. Now, this case has been handed over to the state police, and they have been told, they have asked the army to, in fact, surrender any of the criminal who have been, accused, who's been found in this case to the state police. What are the latest details do you have?
As of now, the city police say that the case has gained momentum, Minal, and the police have also formed several special teams. In fact, the senior officers are leading this investigation, and the autopsy was conducted and the body was handed over to Dilshan's relatives. The police say they are not anticipating any violence anymore, and the check of 5 lakh rupees were handed over to the victim's family by Minister O. Pannirselvam. And now the police say that they will focus on the investigation. Now, everything ended peacefully today, and the police will open the case tomorrow freshly. They say that their investigation will intensify tomorrow, and the bigger question is who killed Dilshan, and the police say several special teams are working on the clues available.
Right, Salim, thank you for joining us with that quick update on this case, a case that has been going on, that has gained momentum, as our correspondent Salim was telling us. Now moving on, it's time to slip into a short break, but up ahead on the bulletin, young karate champions make the country and the city proud. All those details coming up. Stay tuned.